Electric. Electrical. Where is that? Hey Nathan, how you going? Welcome to the stream. A little bit late today. Sorry about that. Oh, I was actually my brother just messaged me and he said, "Are you going live today?" I was like, "Oh shit, that's right." Um, I'm on night shift tonight, so I stayed awake as long as I could last night. I stayed awake till 4 o'clock this morning to stay in the night shift mode, and yeah, time just got away on me, so here I am. Um, and I've only just found out that I'm going to night shift tonight, and it's only for one night, so one night a night shift, then back to day shift. But it's all right. Last night I did a massive operating session, and I don't know if you guys have seen the channel. I've got a new video up, and I'll put a new short up as well. Did a little bit of a switching operations. I did make up a new car card and way bill for the new XC wagon. Hey Brad, BM Coleman, did you change your Did you change something, Brad? Your little thumbnail and your name looks different. Um, as I was saying, yeah, I was made up a car card and routed one of my XC wagons around there. I did a four-way. If I go over here, excuse the mess. Here it is over here. This is the XC, my last XC that I built. Now I made a four-way card for that. If I can find it. I switched it out only last night. 5 on the chat. Welcome everyone. Where are we? XC. Okay, so by means of a four-way car card. Okay, so it's originally gone from. Let's read it out. So it starts its life at the Apple and Pear board, this wagon here. It starts its life at the Apple and Pear board, and it goes to Remarkable Wines. Then after Remarkable Wines, it goes to Central Foods and Clyde, door number 2. And then after Central Foods and Clyde, it goes back to Remarkable Wines here, back to door 2. And then after Remarkable Wines, it goes back to the Apple and Pear board, back in Alexandra. And then it starts off again. The shipper is Apple and Pear board in Alexandra. So it goes to 4 different locations, this wagon. I got a few of these wagons on the layout that do that. Rather than just routing freight cars from one destination to another, some of these freight cars, listen to me, railway wagons, some of these railway wagons are, they've got at least 3 or 4 different locations before they make a full complete cycle on their car cards. No, I didn't change it. YouTube changed it. Sometimes it's Willow Creek, other times it's thumbnails do the same. Okay. You're not sure what that is. I've been doing some minor work on the DG. Got some new decals for it, being in the TMS condition. Yeah, right. Well, that'd be good to see. I did see. Maybe when this layout gets extended and I've got a longer run between stations, I'll definitely think about getting a DG. DG's fine, but not really sort of for like a switching lad. I'd rather like to see a DG rolling through some Central Otago scenery, but 2376. DG 2376. Oh, I'm just going to email saying that I was going live. Yeah, thanks, Brad. I was when you said, "Are you going live?" I was like, "Oh shit, that's right." But as I was just saying to Nathan before, I got night shift tonight, and I've only found out it's only just for one night. So I stayed up to 4 o'clock this morning. I wasn't partying. I know it's a Saturday night, but I wasn't partying, and I'm not hungover this morning. I stayed home last night and getting all ready for night shift, and then oh yeah, no, it's only one night. So we'll see. We'll see how tonight goes. We had a little bit of rain hanging around Perth, so maybe it'll rain later and tonight will get cancelled. We'll see what happens. We can only imagine. Now you're sort of sitting here and everything's still. I still have not got this KS wagon. Now it's been sitting here and I haven't used it because I sort of can't really use it. Still haven't painted it, obviously. But I can't use it yet because I don't have a number for it. And without a number, I can't switch it to any location. So I have to get I have to make up a car card. I got to make up a number for it, or go onto the register and get the number for it. But I've been really wanting to paint this one, but to haul out all of my airbrush gear, and mix up the paint and stuff like that seems a bit of a chore at the moment. So maybe that'll be a shift change job. But so it's just been sitting here in the siding in Alexandra, and until I could be bothered to get all my airbrush out. Will it be painted in silver or red? I know you want it in silver, Nathan. When you sort of look at it now, it's sort of like a bit of a silver. I mean that grey. If you sort of squint, you can sort of imagine it trying to, almost in silver. As we say in the asphalt industry, if you squint, it's mint. I'm thinking I'm swaying more towards silver actually. Would a silver KS would that have been used in the, I mean, not that I'm sticking 110% prototypical, but would it be used in Central Otago on the Central Otago branch, or would it be used for normal freight, day-to-day freight deliveries? I mean, I'm not a rivet counter. I'm not 100% prototypical, but I would like to sort of maintain some sort of guidelines. I wouldn't see why not. Oh well, there you go. Actually, I was actually one of the hobby shops the other day. I just got to see if I got any silver paint, because I don't paint silver through the airbrush. I use a rattle cans, and I use the primer. This, I'm sure you all know that one. I prime them all with that, and I think I might have silver. Black, grey. I've probably got every colour but silver leaf. I do. I actually do have some silver leaf. To me, a silver leaf. And TS30 silver leaf. That's what I use for the KPs. So there's a bit in there. No, it's a clear coat. Oh well, that's what's going to happen then. That this KS is going to be silver. I could find the number of the silver one on preservation if you want. Yeah, that'd be good, Nathan, if you could. That'd be awesome. And we'll get all this here painted up in silver. Because when you look at it, I'll take a little step back. Well, that's Alexandra at the moment, but if we move around, excuse the mess on my workbench. We move around. There's a lot of red oxide, so I reckon a silver KS will be perfect. Got that one there. Yeah, so if you haven't already, check out the video I put up on YouTube. I made that last night, and apologies if it's too slow for you. I do like to run at scale speeds. But I'm not going to sit here and blab on about everything else and not run trains, so I'm going to run some trains, but first I need to quickly create my switch list. What do we got? It's KS 19977. Ah, right, okay, hang on. Let's write that down. What do we got? KS 19977. Okay. There you go. You made me paint my KP silver, so now you've made me paint my KS silver, so there we go. Well, when I get on to painting that, I might actually, we'll see how we go today. It's pretty windy today, so I'll see how I get on to painting that, and I'm just going to quickly grab a drink. I'll be right back, guys. My housemate has moved, well, he hasn't moved, but my housemate has left for Sydney on Saturday. They've gone over to Sydney for work for 3 weeks, so it's just me home alone for 3 weeks, which is why I'm a little bit louder today, because he's not sleeping in the room next to me, so that's good. Original cab, slave unit, Nathan. Oh, about the DG. Oh, slave unit. Right. Switch list. I'm going to just quickly roll the dice a few times and get a switch list made up. Won't take too long. 3. There we go, Alexandra. Apple and pear siding. Cool. That one was moved in. No, that's fine. KB 9855. You're going to hear me talking to myself a lot. You'd think I would have created the switch list before I went live, but I completely forgot about it. My brother messaged me. He said, "Are you still going live?" 2376 is still around and privately owned. Ah. Imagine that. 4 stage track. Perfect. ZA 3263. ZA 3263. KP 9855. ZA 3263. Oh! Things are actually going right. I'll be with you in a second. I'm just going to do a couple more. 2. Freight siding. Fine. Perfect. What's on hold? 4245. It's us. LC 4245. Three Central Foods. What have we got to Central Foods? Looking for a KP. Should be KP 1899. Yep, that's us. KP 1899. And 5 Remarkable Wines. I think that's still on hold. XC. Yeah, that one's still on hold. Can't move that one. So the next one to go into Remarkable Wines is KS 4601. Okay. I'll pick that up. One more roll. 4 Clyde Stage Track. Aha, that's what I was waiting for. Our stage trackers in Clyde here is getting a little bit full up, so I can only take out which wagons are on my hold list. NC, is that NC 624? Yep, NC 624. Cool. And was that 4601? So these two coming out, NC 624. Okay, so that's the switch list done. And let's look at what we've got to do first. You can thank Brad for helping me with my switch lists. KP 1899. Now that was, let's go into that. That's from Central Foods. So we'll get that on the agenda first, and we'll run around it, and everything else is switched to the north. Where was I? Recall 3021. Even though the layout's DCC, and I still I can, I don't have to isolate any tracks. I still like to isolate these tracks, so I use down here these switches, because while you're not using a locomotive, the power still goes into it. Just the decoder doesn't send the power to the motor, but I like to isolate the track that it's on, just for safety purposes in case there's a surge or something. So each track is still isolated like you would with the DC layout. Now we are going to that one there, and 3021 should start moving. Yep. So just a peace of mind knowing that those are isolated. Actually, while I'm here, I'll stop. I'll bring out the so I've been using this a little bit. Still a couple of little teething issues that I'm still trying to iron out, but that's DSB 1275. Put that back in the shed, and we'll carry on. Now we're going all the way up into Central Foods up there, and yeah, I'm going to move you around. And as per the instructions, I have to remove this fruit wagon to get to this wagon. Once I've got that wagon, put that fruit wagon back. Oh, and also, this is what I found out in my driveway. these little weeds, which look pretty good. They're like little bushes. And before I absolutely destroy that fruit wagon, I'll slow down. Yeah, so I found them out of my driveway, and we'll see how we go with them. See how they turn out. I'll just hook onto that. I've still got a heap of weeds that I got from when I was up in the mines. Did I hook on? To make into trees. What's everyone up to this weekend modelling wise? I've also been switching back around planning for the next project. Modelling wise, I weathered up that last XC wagon. I don't know if the DJ is going to fit under there. Oh, just a fatty whisker. Okay, I'm coupled onto them. So I need to get that one there as a pickup. I've got my pickups here. Oh, look at that. 11 people on straight away. Welcome to the stream, guys. Good old Sunday switching session. Let's see if I can do this without shorting out the locomotive. If you want, jump over to my channel. Check out there the Central Otago Railway on YouTube. Hi from Scotland. How you going, Bob Spears? Hey, whereabouts from Scotland are you, Bob? I was in Scotland in May. The May just been, so we drove all the way from England all the way through right up to the top of Scotland, a little place called Tongue. Absolutely loved it. Yeah, we'll just temporarily drop that one here. We'll put our fruit wagon back so it can be continued to be loaded. I think 2142, is that getting loaded or unloaded? $20.85. Yeah, $20.85 it is. It's getting loaded, so we're going to put it back. Livingston outside Edinburgh. Oh, we drove past Edinburgh. Didn't go into Edinburgh, but we drove past it. And we were in Scotland for it's around about 2 weeks, and the whole time we were there, it was sunshine, not one single day of rain. And I love the scenery. The scenery is exactly the same as New Zealand. You've got gorse bushes. You've got the same trees. Everything's the same. It almost felt like I was in New Zealand actually. Okay, so we dropped that fruit wagon off. And we're going to come all the way down. Actually, Bob, these skip bins I bought here, I bought them when I was in Scotland. So they've come all the way from Scotland, those skip bins. Okay, so we're going to come all the way down. We're going to come into a little stage track here, just in the foreground of this track here. We're going to grab our other 2 wagons. I'm wondering if you could get away with having a DB model. Well, I'm single, so I literally get away with anything. But as for the layout, I reckon you probably could. I mean, it's the Central Otago Railway, and I've tried to make it sort of like Central Otago, with the likes of the dried grass, and the little tufts like thyme plants and stuff like that, and bits and pieces. But I can't be. I mean, this yard is not even prototypical of Clyde. It's you want to do a switching layout in Central Otago, you've got to make some changes. And I suppose a DB wouldn't be too bad. At the end of the day, it's your layout, and I mean, I've built the Clyde Locomotive Depot, from photos and stuff like that, and tried to keep it reasonably prototypical, but I'm willing to bend the rules. As long as my scenery is still, dead grass sort of thing. Where are we here? I'm over here. Yeah, so I don't want any green grass. It's all got to be this harvest gold, I think it is. I need these wagons. I don't need the LA. That LA hasn't been moved in ages, actually. As the two fruit cellar DBs were done at Hillside, the test ran around Otago Ridge. Yes, yeah, I would like to. I would like to, actually. I reckon the more the merrier. I mean, I can see the Central Otago layout. I can see the Central Otago Railway just morphing into just a full-on New Zealand railway scene. I can definitely see it morphing into just a New Zealand railways. That I won't be. There won't be any green grass. It'll be all this. There's a track nail there. Oh, no, I've done it again, haven't I? Too busy blabbering and I didn't check that turn out. It's alright. We got it sorted. DBs didn't go up there, but your layout, do whatever you want. It's your road. Well, that's the thing, like... I mean, I've got the shadow from my ring light over here. As I was saying before, I can see this Central Otago Railway morphing into just a standard New Zealand model railway. Which I suppose is alright, because I get to model all sorts of stuff. I wonder, just hang on, there's me guys. My ring light went on, but let's see. Change the brightness. But anyway, let's keep going. Why was I forwards? No, I'm reversed. There's a small trial of DBR, DB combos on express freights. Have seen a pic of 1047 in Dunedin. DBR would be good, actually. I like the sort of the stubby, the short sort of stubby locomotives. I'm not a fan of the longer wheelbase, like the DXs and stuff like that. The longer wheelbases, I'm not really a fan of them. But hey, Stefan, welcome to the stream. You made it this time. Well, so did I. I didn't make it last weekend because I was on night shift, and I was completely asleep, and I almost didn't make it this time because my brother messaged me and he said, "Are you doing a live today?" I was sitting there, I was like, "Oh shit, that's right." Afternoon. Afternoon. Oh yes, yeah, of course, it's afternoon New Zealand. Um, hey, awesome video on the loco build, Stefan. Um, a little bit more. There we go. Hopefully your low mount solder has arrived. I did the live. Yeah, Brad did the live last weekend. Of course. 1282, 1295 with South Island locos for around 6 months on arrival to New Zealand. Well, there you go. So don't hold me just because it's the Central Otago layout. Don't hold me to being prototypical 100% Central Otago. I mean, I've got a DSC still sitting down there in a box from VCC models. You can't tell me a DSC ran all the way to Clyde and Alexandra. So I've already made the change there. Why stop there, you know? The name of the layout shouldn't really determine what you're going to run on it. No, Brad. Waiting a bit longer. No, not yet. I'm busy in the shoot filming more tender vids. Nice. It takes a lot when you're filming a video. Just a simple 20-minute video or something could take you a good couple of hours to make. It definitely takes up a fair bit of time. Just check the paperwork. KP 1899, yes. KS 4601, yes. And NC 624. Yep, that is all there. Uncouple there. And I'm getting very close to putting in another order there at South Dock. I'm almost run out of wagons to build. So we'll see. As I said, I'm not gonna bother with the passenger cars until I move into my new house and possibly extend the layout. I've got no use for passenger cars on the layout as it is at the moment, being a switching layout. So when I get a bit of distance built into it, it'll be better. But I have been looking at some ZPs and UB14s. I did hear back from South Dock regarding the solder and the 50-foot passenger cars I ordered, as Roger has been super busy with the train shows. I take my hat off to Christine and Roger. They must be run off their feet. I remember when I put an order in, I'm doing like 4 or 5 wagons at a time, you know. He must be super busy. UC14, Brad. So I've got to get, as I was just saying, my next order I'll get another 2 UC14s and another 2 ZP wagons. And we're going to sit all these down in here. I find it hard to think about what my subscribers want to see. If your subscribers don't want to see it, they just won't watch it. If we stress too much about on trying to make content for our subscribers, we'll end up making something. You know, you're not going to please everyone. You're going to make up something that you're not happy with, and other people are probably not going to be happy with. Sometimes if you try too hard, it's a little bit too much. I'm waiting for an email back from 3'6" about a loco shell or two. Oh, okay, nice. I was thinking about the DJ loco shells from 3'6", and also the chassis from South Dock, but we'll wait and see at the moment. Yeah, that's it. You're never going to please everyone. And if they don't like it, they could swipe away, look at another video, you know. Let's push that onto there. I mean, I did, when I did my American layout, my N-scale American layout, which you could, by the way, still see all of my videos. They're all still on this YouTube channel. When I changed from American N-scale to New Zealand 1/64th, I thought I'd lose so many subscribers. But turns out, most of those people want to see something different. You know, you spend so long, you see one layout after another of the same sort of thing. It gets a little bit repetitive, but when you got something completely different, a new country, a new scale, that's why I sort of started in this, to get something different. We'll stop there, uncouple. Where am I going to uncouple? No, I need to go further forward. I reckon they all do. Yeah, something completely different. What type of loco are you using to do the shunting? Bob, this is a DJ class locomotive. It's a New Zealand, they're built in Japan for the New Zealand Railways. And excuse the camera wobble. They're a bow configuration, so they've got no fuel tank in the center. They're three sets of running wheels of trucks. And they're no longer used by the New Zealand Railways, but there's a few vintage rail organisations out there that still use them. And they were like, from the last live we did, I think about 900 horsepower. Now I've got to uncouple something here. This one there. Yeah, about 900 horsepower, and mainly used in the South Island, New Zealand. Jamie Brady. Hey, I'm good, thanks. How you going, mate? Thanks for joining the stream. So yeah, DJ class locomotive, Bob. Yep, the show was really busy for all. Yeah, well, that's good though, because there's a lot of interest in the hobby. It's good. Same reason I started my channel, because it's something different. Yeah, that's right, because you as we were saying before, a lot of these American layouts now, it's almost like looking through a Walther's catalogue. And bits and pieces like that. So something that's going to capture someone's eye and get someone's attention seems to be a better business sense. So I've uncoupled from those wagons. We've got our 3 wagons that were on our switch list. And let's come all the way. Sorry for moving the camera around so much, guys, but so our 3 wagons that run our switch list are sitting here. I suppose now would be a good time. We'll wait for that locomotive to come back to read our car cards where they've got to go. And Central Freight, Remarkable Wines. Oh, damn it. Central Freight, apple and pear board. Okay. So that's throwing a... Oh, we do that later. I'm having a battle with shrunk castings at the moment. Shrunk castings. What's going on there, Stefan? What's shrunk on you? Just realised I've got a drop off to do at the winery, and I should have really pushed that KS wagon around, but oh well. It can come back on the next train, and it can get switched out then. I'm sure the wineries won't mind having a order that's delayed a bit. That. Oh, wrong one. Sorry there, mate. Right. So, if I'm smart enough, I'll set the turnouts bang up there. Obviously I did that session last night on the video I made, and then after that, at about 2 o'clock in the morning, I came back in and I did another switching session. So there's been a lot of movement on the layout lately. I've had to replace the former for the tender tank as it's too small. So I built a new one which taken up most of the afternoon. Oh, okay. I wonder why it's shrunk. Be interesting to know. Talking about things shrinking, my drink has shrunk. So I've got to go quickly get another one. So just bear with me, guys. This train here is about to leave from Clyde. We're going to head over to Alexandra. This wagon is going to go all the way to Alexandra, and then it will come back on the next train to get switched out into the winery when I come through. But 8 people on the chat, 8 lives. Awesome, guys. Keep it up. I will be back in about 2 seconds. I'm back. Right. Let's get this show on the road. Make sure we're in gear. Yep, we're in the road. Yeah. Oh, hang on. Hang on a second. It'll be all covered in the next... Oh, we got a cliffhanger. Stefan's given us a cliffhanger. I'll keep you guys there. I'll get my stuff sorted out over here. I've lost my uncoupling tool. So all will be revealed. Okay, run our way around. You coming in the next video? Not gonna lie. It's been a shit of a thing. Oh, hey, at least you're honest. At least you're honest. Um, but through the magic of editing, when we do these videos, you'd be amazed at some of the stuff we leave out. Well, I leave out anyway. How large is your layout? It's what happened here? I have a handy dandy tape measure. So it's a U-shaped layout, and it's 3. So, Bob, it's a U-shaped layout that runs around the walls. It's like a shelf layout, and it's 3 meters by 2 meters 40. While that train's coming into Alexandra. So if you're watching, Bob, so it's just a U-shaped layout, and from this point here is 3 meters, and then from that it's 2.4. So, and it's a point-to-point layout, so it's not a continuous run-round layout. Yeah, it's one of those things, 4 hours of film and then cut down to 34 minutes, so you don't hear all the, yeah. That's it. That's it. And that's when you're doing lives like this, if something goes wrong, you can't hide it. Yeah, I didn't realize there was so much work going into making YouTube videos when I first started. But, anyway. Okay, so we arrived here in Alexandra. I hope you guys can see that all right. Oh, not really, it's sort of on the side. So Bob, I hope you managed to see that. And this is all temporary. This whole layout, well, the layout's not temporary, but where I am is all temporary, Bob, because I'm in the process of moving in between houses. And so the layout is temporarily set up in this house that I'm renting at the moment, and it won't be until February next year that I'll get to move into my new house, it'll go into a large double garage, and it will be extended, hopefully. That's the plan anyway. It's best to be honest and true as low as actual events, so nobody gets the idea that things are simple. Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah, we'll make the stuff up so you guys don't have to. Okay, now what do we got? Central Freight, Remarkable Wines, and Apple and Pear Board. Okay, so I'll run around this loco, this consist, uncouple, and we'll keep going. And I reckon we're at 302. Okay, yeah. So I'm going to get this NC into this siding, the KP, start apple pear board, and then that one over at the winery. And I've also got to think about what wagons I'm picking up here as well. So I go to the pickup pile, I've got wagons to come out of the freight siding. I've got that ZA and this LC and the KP. Oh my, I've got lots to do here. Thanks, Bob. Cheers. Yeah, it's something different. I have just realised that I have got so much to do here, but it's alright, we'll get it done. Everything's sort of switched in one direction, so that's alright. Now I understand you guys are probably all the way up the end there at the so if I put that away first, I've got 42, 45, 40, so I've got that wagon, that 98.55, 90, yeah, that wagon, okay. Just talking to myself, making sure I've got these wagon numbers right. Couple onto there. Okay. And I need to pull these out. So Bob, pretty much most Sundays at this time, well, 10 o'clock Australian Western time, because I'm in Western Australia, I do a live. And there's a few guys on here, there's a fair few of us, we all jump on here. It's like a bit of a Sunday switching session. Let's get this. I've got to pull that one out as well. Okay. Just been setting up my additional lighting around the extension piece, Kmart ring lights. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I've come up with a little plan to sort of daisy chain some of those. When the layout gets put into its permanent home, of course. Come on, man, I could go faster than that. Oh, what was that bang? It's getting quite windy out there now. I'm going to try and hold there. Couple onto there. And then this one here needs to be uncoupled. So that's what I'll do today. Later on today, I'll paint that other KS silver. Pull these out. Because I need that LC. LC 42, 45. Right. Yeah, definitely a silver KS, because you're looking at that consist now, it looks pretty drab, all red oxide. Yeah, Brad, yep. Silver KS. And I've got the road number there. It's KS 19977. No, Bob, it's 1/64th scale. So it runs on HO00 track, but the wagons and the locomotives are 1/64th scale, so they're a bit bigger than 00 gauge. The wagons are, and the locomotives are a bit bigger than 00 gauge. Yeah, there you go, Bob. SN 3.5, which runs on HO00 track. Or SN 42. While I was reading that, I've just gone completely past what I needed to do. Uncouple that. Yeah, so Bob, it's not your usual. You can't go to the shop and you can buy these wagons. Everything comes in a kit form. They all come in kits, and you have to build them up and paint them yourself, and that which in a way I think is quite good because a railway wagon in itself is a model. You know, it's better than having sort of a model railway, and you buy something off the shelf and plonk it on the tracks. You know, it's still a model, but you know, probably a model that you made yourself. I find a little bit more satisfaction out of it. There's a preserved one in silver that the newer ends, which is number I gave him. Oh yeah. Well, there you go. And plop that one there. So I need to uncouple there. And I'll leave that one there. Yeah, so if you're wondering why I've got silver wagons on the layout, you can blame Nathan. I'm actually glad you brought it up, Nathan, because yeah, as I was saying, this consist looks a bit drab. Um, Actually, you know what? I'm going to do something really, really smart. This KS doesn't need to go anywhere here. It needs to go to the next station. So I'm going to leave it. It's got to go to the winery. So I'm going to leave it in this siding because I've got no other wagons to go into the siding. And that way, that can be out of way while I'm doing the rest of my switching moves. How's that for thinking? If I'll just leave it here. You are a real modeler. Oh, thanks, Bob. I think everyone's a real modeler. It's what your preference is, I suppose. It's what you're comfortable in doing. I think everyone's a real modeler in their own right. I believe. You know, that wagon's got to come out. That one's got to come out. Yeah. Sorry, guys. I'm just thinking. I mean, this is what the whole deal of a switching layout is. It keeps you thinking. It makes you think. It's almost like a puzzle. And we're going to hook on to, if I don't smash into it, this LC. That. Yeah, we got that all hooked up. I wonder if I can fit down in there. Yeah, I can. Of course I can. You know what I've just realised too? The phone's down to 13%. Bob, everything on like a model railway, like the track in itself is a model as well. You notice all my tracks all painted and weathered. Well, it hasn't been weathered, it still needs the airbrush to go over it to weather up some of the ballast, but the track is part of the model too, so painting your track up rusty, your sleepers and that different colours, it all just little details that make it. The shunter I'm using, no. This locomotive here, it was built for me. I've got two of these locomotives and they were both built for me. They are kits, you can buy them as kits. But I had this one built built for me a few years ago. And unfortunately the builder passed away a couple of years ago. And he's done an absolute superb job. And So yeah, he built it, he painted it, did chopper style couplers, and I converted it to DCC and added in keep alive, stay alives, and stuff like that. So um, actually, I'll stop there. I need to uncouple that else. I'm a pretend modeler. I have no idea what I'm doing. Well, if you're watching this live stream now, I'm with you. I mean, look at the state of this now. I've got wagons everywhere, and I've got a handful of car cards that I can barely read my own writing. What we used to say in the mines here in Western Australia was the old "fake it till you make it." NC, that's got to be changed 2 to 3. Okay, that was set out. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I haven't seen locos like that. It looks like well good weathered. Nice job. Yeah, so these are, as I was saying before, these are no longer in revenue service with the New Zealand Railways. And yeah, he's done an amazing job. When I ordered these, he wanted what road numbers I wanted. And so I picked out the road numbers and whether I wanted the weathered or not and stuff like that. And he done an amazing job. And they're beautiful locomotives and they're smooth runners. They run so smooth. They're so responsive. And I love it. So, and eventually down the track, I'm going to be putting in some sound decoders into them. And I've looked up, there's a couple of Elco sound decoders that I'm looking at that sound similar to these locomotives. So it's just a matter of unplugging the decoder that I've got in it now and just plugging in a new decoder, and obviously go back through and reprogramming all my bits and pieces. I've got all that written down anyway, the CVs and numbers and stuff like that. But no, he's done a perfect job on them. So eventually these here will have sound in them, but not just yet. Now, I absolutely completely forgot what I was going to do. Done that. I've dropped that one off for later. KP 1899 needs to go to the Apple and Pear board. So we'll go there. And oh, that's right. My phone has got like 13%, so I'm going to go grab a charger. Okay, there's another cord for me to trip over. Yes, Bob, it's a DCC layout. I built it as a DC layout, and I operated it as a DC layout, and then I just converted it. I bought an NCE power cab. Yeah. So everything's all DCC now. I've gone digitalized. And you know, after a couple of years of doing YouTube videos, you'd think I'd get organized, wouldn't you? But if we plug that into there, and I wonder if I plug this into my phone, I wonder what would happen. Oh, there we go. Oh, that chewing up the power, 6%. It was 13 just before. Slow charging. Okay, this is where panic sets in. Just bear with me, guys. Bear with me. What if I put 2.5 amps into it. Oh no. Okay, nothing blew up. We're charging. It's down to 5%. Okay, that's another cord for me to trip over. Hopefully the that charger. I mean, I've just put 2.4 amps into it, so hopefully this live isn't taking up enough electricity that it's going to charge while I'm doing a live. But if it does go blank, you guys know exactly what I've done. And KS has to be set out. KP 1899. Right, let's get going. Luckily, I thought of that. Otherwise, I would have been talking away, and next thing you know, it would have been all blank. So if I go this this wagon over here needs to be replaced with this one. So I'll give you guys something to look at. Ten on the stream. Welcome everyone. Welcome to the stream. The Sunday switching session. And yep. An ocean of red oxide. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I need the silver, isn't it, Nathan? And this one's going all the way up. Oh, here's Dad and Dave over the back there. They're still talking. This stuff over the back, hang on. Probably would have noticed it. I picked this up when I was in England. This is the Warhammer. Not Warhammer. The Army Painter. Here's a box of it there. Battlefield razor wire. Was it £6.49 I got when I was over there? And probably can't see it, but it's got little tiny barbs on it. It's just like barbed wire. It's so I was going to be using some of that for around this fuel. What have we got? Around this fuel siding. We'll see how we go. Hold there, couple onto that. So that Warhammer stuff, they got some good stuff there as well. Now this wagon I'm going to sit on this track here just in the meantime while I get rid of that wagon up into there. So we've had a solid 10 on the stream for a little while now. Welcome everyone. And some of the KPs and ZAs with everything on me. Yeah, there was the KP, and it had it wasn't by New Zealand made goods. It was something else. They had a logo on it. Can't remember what it was. Someone will probably know. And uncouple that. Sorry if my arm's in the way. Number one in freight. That's right. I think that was a slogan back in the 1980s. There's old TV ads and bits and pieces. I don't know. Do Kiwi Rail still do TV ads on TV over there? Um, yes, that's right. It was Shell. It had the Shell logo on it. That's right. I've actually got a big Shell logo, to be honest with you. Um, Hang on a second. What's going on? Where is it? Ah, intriguing. A bottle of motor oil on it as well, if I remember correctly. Bottle of motor oil. Uncouple that. Yeah, I don't know if Kiwi Rail still do TV ads. I know they still do TV ads over here in Australia. Every now and again you see like a Horizon or Pacific National or something. But the other railway companies like SCT and stuff like that, they don't. There's sort of no advertising. Right, so that has been dropped off, and we need to go and pick up the wagon that we just pulled out of there, which is we got. Sorry for moving the camera around so much, guys, but it's a little bit hard when you're sort of down one end of the yard and then you're moving down the other end of the yard. Yeah, looking through the screen at that, it's definitely a sea of red. And here I am, slowly coming along. There, oh, a bit more. Oh, I had to move it with my hand, didn't I? There we go. Got a message, did I? Oh, we're on 6%. That's good. So we're getting more electricity in than what we're using. Um, Bob Spears, thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. That's awesome, man. Thank you so much. I don't think Kiwi Rail do advertising on TV. If they do, it's very rare. I think the last advertising Kiwi Rail did on TV is when those two locomotives hit the ground. Was about a week ago. I think it was the last time anything was on the TV. Yeah, Bob Spears, that's awesome, man. Cheers. I appreciate that. And we got to get this wagon, and that is going to be. Ooh, that's going to go to Clyde, and this one here is full of fruit in this wagon, so it's full of perishables. And that's going to be hooked on to 42.95, which is already sitting down here at the end of the yard. So we're going to hook onto this wagon here. Kiro has a YouTube if you want the propaganda. Oh. There's something come up on my Facebook the other day, the two locomotives sitting on their side. So, interesting. Okay, couple onto there. There we go. Bharath Kumar. Hey, how you going, man? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream, and I need to come back a little bit further. VCC now has a YouTube channel and website. Right, that's it. I'm going to go suss that out. That's awesome now that VCC, they've got a YouTube channel. That's awesome. This shows you how much the hobby is sort of, it's still steady, if not growing some more. That these manufacturers and that are now actually putting out YouTube channels and stuff like that. So that's awesome to see. And actually see, the people that actually make our models are actually watching our videos as well. It's, they actually get to see their work in action, which is quite nice. Yeah, stop there. We're going to come back. And remember, we left this wagon here. We're going to grab later. So we're going to come back and grab this one. And we'll drop it off at the winery on the way past. Pretty sure what door's that got to go to? It's got to go to door 1, so I've got to move. There's a fruit wagon over there at the moment sitting on door 2, so I've got to move that. Oh, you just sent me a photo of the shell KP. Oh, cheers, Brad. I'll check that out shortly. Was there only 3? There was only 2 wagons from here. This is where we're going to consult the switch list again. Alexandra, there was 3. Oh, the ZA. That ZA needs to be picked up. I think it's DF 62, 54. Hope you are liking both. Yeah. It's I want to see DF6. Actually, I got an email off you guys the other day. Actually popped up in my emails the other day. Actually, I love seeing the updates and bits and pieces like that. So while all that was going on, this ZA needs to be picked up, and it got completely neglected. So what I'm going to do is, to avoid further delay, no, I'm not. We're going to pull these wagons out of here. I'm going to sit them aside. Then I'm going to go and get that ZA wagon. See what I mean? This is what happens when I don't read my paperwork. And just as Stefan said as well before, when we always stuff up, nothing ever goes accordingly to plan. And this is another. I mean, I suppose if I worked for the railways and I did this and I completely forgot a wagon, I can imagine there'll be a bit of shit going down. There was a ZA painted in a dark blue livery of some sort, branding on it. Was that the telecom train? I remember there was a telecom train getting around in the 90s. Well, I don't remember it, but I've seen photos of it. Now, couple that. Right, I'm going on a rescue mission to get that ZA. Telecom DJ, yeah. Maybe that was, I think that was painted up in blue. Oh no, it wasn't, it was white. I'm pretty sure that telecom train was painted with white with the telecom sort of colour stripes down the side. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the Night Runner one. I definitely don't need a Night Runner ZA on this layout. Sorry for the inconvenience, guys. I forgot about that ZA wagon because I wasn't reading my switch list. I'm going to get it now, so. But Dad and Dave still talking over there. I've been there a couple of weeks now. A bit more. Sorry guys, I'm trying to be as quick as I can. Some containers had branding too, like Fleming Oats. We've still got containers over here with brandings on them. There's there's a company over here called Kent's, Kent, Kent, and they're a removalist company, and they've got their own sort of branded shipping containers. You sort of see them everywhere, and sometimes you see them on the trains and stuff like that. As far as I know, that's sort of the still do branded containers, but yeah. Could do a KST case with blue curtain sides, Railfreight logo. I think Brad, you did a KST, didn't you, with curtain siders on it when you were modelling NZR. Hey Jamie, how you going, mate? Going good. Sunday session. Doing some Sunday session switching. How you been going, Jamie? I think Brad, you did it. Your one had a case, yeah. KST ZAT LPX. Station Road does the curtain sides. How about the ZATs? Zats. Well, at this rate, guys, I'm going to need more than a double garage to expand my layout if you want all this to happen. Hopefully by the end of the day, that KS will be painted silver. Stop, stop, stop. Oh no, I pushed that. Oh. Right, I need to put this. Where is this ZA going, actually? Pick up ZA. Oh, that's going to the winery too. Huh. Would you believe it? I've got these two wagons. So I've got the ZA and I've got the KS over here. They're both going to the winery, and there's already a wagon in the winery. One of them's going to have to be an off spot. So there's absolutely no need for me to come down here and hook onto that. I could have just pushed that KS onto the ZA. So yeah, things don't always go accordingly to plan, but we're on track now. Yeah, I started typing before you sent that message, Brad. Haha. Four-wheelers are ideal for NZR switching layouts. Bogie wagons take up a lot of real estate. They sure do. They sure do. So I'm betting on, when I do my extension, that I will have that real estate. I love the little four-wheelers though. I got the ZA wagons because I love the ZA wagons. I love how they've got the angled roof. ZDZC bottles and empty cans. So even back in those days, they were recycling bottles and empty cans like we are now. And I'll just hook onto there. If I can find the hook. Okay, now in my sneakiness, I'm going to push that wagon down onto the ZA down there, which I conveniently left in the siding before. And short bogie wagons, yeah, like the it's the little short bogie S-wagon, cattle wagon. Cattle or sheep? Okay. That'll do. Throw the hook over. Right, we're coupled. Now let's go over and just absolutely obliterate the winery siding. SK wagon. We're going to absolutely obliterate the winery siding. I'll leave you with this departing shot while I figure out the paperwork. 42, 45, 32, 63, 9855, and KS 4106, 4601. That's the one here. Okay. So that one's only one's going to Clyde, the rest of them are all going there. Central Foods. KP 9855. Yep, Central Foods. Clyde. Yep, we're good. I still need to build an SK. S wagons were sheep wagons. There you go, S for sheep. They looked weird wagons, the SK Nathan. The Dunedin Railways has one in Middlemarch. Trying to put you guys in sort of like such a fashion where you can see what's going on over the top of that gantry crane. Classification of the SK wagons is actually deceiving, and we're rebuilt from T wagons. There you go. T wagons. What a boring, colourful consist that is. I had a T-class, but it got smashed into a million pieces. I love switching. What happened to your T-class, Stefan? Love the switching and layout. The DJ, is the DJ the loco a VCC? No, thank you anyway. Thank you for liking the layout. No, the DJ is actually a DJ was actually built by King Cousins about almost 18 years ago. I got him to build me two of them. But I will be getting the VCC version when it comes out. Yeah, I've got DJ 3021 and I've got DJ 3332. Thanks for joining there, Small Scale 164 Rails. You can go and check out my channel there if you want. I've got a few switching videos on there and bits and pieces. Now, I'm trying to do this with one hand. That wagon there can't be moved. Oh, it can be. I've got to pull that wagon out because the other wagon has got to go to door 1, which is over there. We bought the online range from Ken working on upgrades. There you go. So I think it was, yeah, it was online. I got the locomotive from. Nice regards, Brownie. I have subscribed. Thank you so much, man. Hey, that means so much. Cheers for that. I do believe that VCC, as I was saying before, has got a website and a YouTube channel, so make sure you go and check them out as well there, Bernie. What DCC system do you use? I just use just the PowerCab Pro. Is basically what I use. I don't use the wheel. I use these buttons here. I find I got more control with these buttons. And but yeah, it's, that's what I use. The layout used to be DC, but I converted it to DCC. And it walked really bad. It was almost S-curved, so I smashed it. Right. It walked real bad. I made it to 57 subs, Scott, last time I checked. Oh, that's awesome, man. Hey, it doesn't take long, that's for sure. Hook that onto there. I think I can't remember how much. Actually, when I got to my 500 subs, I was actually going to do something for it, but I never ended up doing it. When I built the layout, I built it as a DC layout, but all of my turnouts and everything are all wired for, so it switches polarity when you switch them. I've got feeder wires on everything. Every frog is powered with a feeder wire to the frog of the turnout. So everything's basically 100% almost bulletproof. And when I changed it to DCC, all I did was the 2 wires that went to the DC controller, I just put them into the DCC fascia panel, and that was it. That was all I needed to do, apart from installing the decoders and the locomotives. I had a guy at the local hobby shop. He installed the decoders and the DJs for me, and I installed the keeper lives in them. And my DSB, I did my own decoder install, and installed my own keeper live and everything in that. So yeah, it's been an interesting journey. 3'6" to a body, but finding suitable chassis is hard. So small, Bernie, North Yard, which is like you go into North Yard or South Dock, they sell the chassis for the DJs. If you type in North Yard chassis or something, it'll come up with the website. I'll uncouple that one. Actually, that's got to go to door 1. That's got to be an off spot. That's got to go to door 2. We're going to recouple that. I'll push it a little bit further. Uncouple there. That be enough? Maybe enough. So I've got to get door one, door two. I need to continue with my trying well wagon, UD wagon. Kit bash at some point. Oh, the old triangle. It's going back a bit. Triangle. Something reminded me of it. Okay, so 4601 is going to go to door one. I've lost my cards now. So we'll push all that down. Door one, and then that fruit wagon is going to go back to door two. And that wagon is the last of that first consist that came from Clyde. Oh, there we go. Tilting my head around the camera, trying to look through the gantry crane to uncouple that. Good effort. We got it done. We got nine people on. We've been steady stream of about 10 or 9 or 10 people. Welcome everyone. As I said that, we've dropped down to 8, but welcome everyone. Welcome to the NZR. Good old NZR switching session on a Sunday. And I really hope it rains later on so we get cancelled and I don't have to go to work tonight. And we're going to go pick up these other 2 wagons, have to go back in there. I did a massive switching session last night, as well as making a video for YouTube, and I did a switching session as well. So this layout's had so much use in the last 24 hours. Couple that onto there. Get these 2 wagons squared away, and then what did I do with my car cards? 1899. You wouldn't believe how many times I read and reread the numbers on the side of these wagons. Pick up, no. Set out, no. I've gone and lost all my car cards. KP 89, no. Well, I know these 2 wagons are going to go in here anyway, so I'm safe with that, but where did I put them? I would have been talking and put them down somewhere and completely forgot about them. Here's LC 4245. I found one 4245. 4601 has been set out. 3263. That's alright. I know. I found them now. I know what's happening. So this wagon's going to be put at door 2. Sorry. So put that wagon there at door 2. Uncouple that one. Right, now I can see what I'm doing. And the ZAs have to be disconnected, and our off spots for the winery We literally just sit them in the siding roughly around about here. And uncouple those. And with the ZA, that's 3263, make sure we've got the right one. Sweet. So we don't change the car card at all. ZA 3263, and just gets an off spot put in it, and that way we know that it hasn't actually reached its destination. It's pending reaching its destination. 9855 still to go through. 4601 has been done to Remarkable Wines. And that would leave us an LC and a KP. That's perfectly fine. That's got to go to Freight Siding and Clyde and Central Foods. Can't believe actually how successful this switching session has gone today. I look forward to the lives, best part of the week. Oh, cheers, mate. Cheers, Stefan. That's awesome. I mean, they're not exactly lit. You know, they're not heaving. But yeah, it's something different, and it's something we all sort of share a common like for. And we are over here. I can't wait to get rid of these temporary pieces of track. Pain in the butt. And when the new layouts and the track will be going straight instead of turning, because the layout will be extended further that way eventually. Yes, so funny you should mention the LPA. When I was at work the other day, we were sitting there, we had a bit of downtime, and I'm almost about to, that was lucky. And I was looking through the South Dock catalogue, and I was looking at the LPAs. Well, I wasn't looking because they've got LPAs there, but they don't have a photo of them. And I was seriously considering doing that. Something a bit different, you know, like a different type of wagon. Yeah, that's right. I mean, maybe on the extension, I might be able to have, you know, fit something in that's got it. But yeah, I wonder why South Dock haven't put up a picture of an LPA yet. Now, looking at these KP 9855 door number 3. Okay, so that's going to go to door number 3, but there's a wagon already at door number 3. Door number 3 is here. So, I'll just see what that wagon's doing at that door, if it's been loaded or if it's ready to go out, or I don't really know until I roll the dice, but what is it? XA 2085. 2085 is still getting loaded with fruit. Okay, so here's a prime example. Righto, Nathan, mate. Hey, awesome to have you on the chat. Great to see you there. Hey, take it easy. I'll see you on the next chat. On the next stream, sorry. Keep calling it a chat. Example here. So the wagon that's already sitting there now, which is this one, it's getting loaded with fruit at the moment. The wagon that needs to go in there is empty fruit boxes. So there's no priority for that to go in there. So that'll be just put to the side in the siding, and that'll have the off spot card installed in it. So the wagon with the empty fruit boxes have got no priority. Just put in an off spot, so we know next time it needs to be moved, that's the next spot it's got to go to. So that is how that works. So we'll just set that aside. And what we need to do is we need to go completely forwards and reverse it up. The joys of modelling by yourself. I don't get to talk shit with other modelers, so this is my only chance, really. Yeah, wow. True, that's true. I mean, I'm here all the way in Western Australia, and as far as I know, I think I'm the only one that models the NZR. I mean, there might be other modelers out there in Perth that model the NZR, but as far as I know, I'm the only one. And I don't join any clubs or anything like that because my work roster, I just, it's so hard to do that. Like even if I want to play a sport or something, I can't because weekends and stuff, you never know what roster you're going to be on. I mean, I'm working tonight. I got to start work at 8:30 tonight for night shift, just for one night. Then I'm going back to day shift. See, it's all over the place. So doing it online like this over a live chat is a lot easier, a lot better. Absolutely not. I'm not too sure why I was pushing the LC into the fruit place, but that shouldn't be going there anyway. Put that over here on the side. We got 15 on the chat, on the stream. Welcome everyone, welcome to NZR Switching. Sunday session. LPAs were used for a lot more than just newsprint. Ferret, etc. pretty much became a modern version of LBLC after time. Good old LBF. I'm pretty sure they were used for logs at one stage too, weren't they? Didn't they have a couple of bolsters put up in them and they had logs on them? I could be wrong. Okay, so we'll stop there. One couple. Hey Nathan, how you going? Welcome to the stream, Nathan. Yes, I'm originally from Otago. Originally, I was born in Dunedin and I grew up in Central Otago. I lived in Central Otago for 20 years. But now I live in Perth, Western Australia. I've been over here 18 years now in Western Australia. Yes, logs. Some were used for logs up in the North Auckland line. They were SH for a while too. Oh, look at that! I put that there. So because that's an off spot, it's going to sit there on the siding, and it's already got its off spot car in its card in the pouch. So that'll sit there. Now we need to go get this LC, and this LC has to go all the way down. No, doesn't have to go down there at all. It has to go into the freight siding here. Bum, 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 bum. And this layout's had a thrashing over the last 24 hours. There's some LP wares we just built LC wagons. And I do believe some of the LC wagons were modified with pipework on them to carry cement. I do believe. I remember the Clyde Dam had a rake of specially, were they LCs or LAs? I can't remember. But they had special pipework fitted to them to carry cement powder or something. And 3 journeys in my place this morning as they're in need of repairs and getting worn out. Yeah. Or at least they're getting worn out, they're getting good use. There were also LW wagons that were reclassed LC2 wagons for hauling wool. Geez, they thought of everything, didn't they? A wagon just to haul wool. It shows you how versatile they tried to make themselves with the competition of road traffic, you know. They were willing to go out and classify certain wagons for, you know, as you said, wool and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, just the things that they went through to try and compete against road traffic. KPs without wood chips were for wood chips. Okay, right. So this camera is right in front of my face. I'm going to have to move it off to the side so I can couple this up. Okay. And we still need reverse. Now that wagon has to go all the way. We're going to go into this siding here. And I think... Oh, I'm pretty sure... No, I don't need to take any out of that. I already took one wagon out of there, did I? I can't remember now. I can't remember if I took a wagon out of there. Oh, make sure you're over the turnout before you switch it. Hey, Mystic. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. Good one, Scott. How DJs holding up with all the running they've been doing? Actually, that'd be really, really good, to be honest. I reckon they're actually getting better. They're getting smoother. I mean, because they sat there for, what? They sat in a shoebox for a good 18 years, I suppose. If anything, all of the running is actually doing them good, and I have checked the worm gears and everything on them. Being a heavy locomotive, they've been doing really well, and they've been serviced well, and they've been lubed up pretty well. So, touch wood, I haven't had any dramas with them yet. Won't be long and Shantytown will have no models running. What's happening with Shantytown? What's going on there, Stefan? What's Shantytown? That one no, wrong one. Stop. I'm going the wrong way. Sorry guys, I was too busy looking at the chat. 14 on the chat. Oh, look at that. I left the wagon there. What's happening with Shantytown? Is that like a business? Yeah, 13 on the chat, 13 on the chat, 9 likes. Thanks everyone for their likes, much appreciated. And yet again, I've gone the wrong direction. So this is how things, muddles up. We get muddled up. But it's okay. And There is this LC 4245 needs to go to the freight siding in Clyde. This wagon is the last wagon of our switch list today. Boy, what a switch list it's been. I guess y'all heard the sky came crashing down on N-scalers. Oh no, what happened? Tell us. What's going on, Mystic? What happened there? The sky came crashing down on N-scalers. I'm definitely not in the loop. Microtrans bought by Atlas. Ah, okay. I didn't even know that. So are you saying we should hold on to all our Microtrans stuff because it might be worth a lot of money? Shantytown has John Agnew's layout that we're rebuilding it last I saw. Oh, okay. I've seen photos of John Agnew's layout, but they were old photos. They were taken years and years ago. My brother and I were talking the other day. I wondered where half these layouts have gone that were on the New Zealand Model Railways tour video. You know, how many of these layouts are still around and how many of they've been torn down and rebuilt, sort of thing. So Atlas has bought Microtrans. Okay. And we'll uncouple that there. They have kind of put it back together as two separate layers, but the logos are getting worn out now with the constant running. Okay, so it'll be a roundy layout, so they're constantly running round and round. No, not worth more money. People seem unsure about the future of microtrain couplers, I think. I've still got two boxes of Microtrans couplers here from when I did N-scale. I've still got, hang on a second. What on earth is going on here? Oh, okay. That explains it. No. Too hard basket. Yep, just push a button, each train will do a loop. So kids are constantly pushing the button, so the locos are probably going around the loops 100 times a day. Oh, there you go. Getting worn out, eh? Hey, wouldn't it be cool if you had a little clicker or a little counter on the locomotives and it would tell you actually how many actual kilometres it's run? But no, these DJs, as far as I know, looking at the mechanisms in the worm gear, they've still got a lot of life left in them. 21 on the stream. My goodness me. Yeah, I bet. You have to do a refurbishment. I reckon they're hooking and booking it, Mystic. I think in the last 24 hours, these locomotives have definitely been doing overtime. 3332 sitting over there, worked its ass off last night. And there we go, I've switched again. Stop. I shorted it out. Why do I do that all the time? Yeah, I had a massive run session last night. So they've definitely earned their keep. So that's it. That was the last LC 4245. That do the paperwork for that one. Change that one around. That could go to the setup pile. Okay, so both of my pill boxes, I've got nothing in the pickups. So at the end of each operating session, there'll be nothing in the pickups. So the pickup box is always empty at the end of a session. It's just the wagons we've set out and the wagons that are, of course, on hold at the moment. So this is how the box should look like at the end of each session, which we have done. It's taken us 2 hours to move 6 wagons on this layout. I mean, it's a smaller switching layout, but it's still taken 2 hours to switch 6 wagons. I'm just going to go grab a drink and I'm going to be right back. Yeah, the dice system is working well, Brad. I use the dice system for everything now on. Right, I'm back. Oh, hey Brad, guess what? So my housemate left for Sydney yesterday. He's over there for 3 weeks working. And he left his dirty dishes in the sink. Now I know what you're gonna say. Dishes. But yeah. So that'll be charming. That'll be something for me to do today. But yeah. Oh dear, oh dear. What do you do? We've got another little. That's almost one whole page of switch lists. So I won't forget that KS 19 19977. If this wind doesn't die down, I probably won't paint that wagon today. Dishes. Yeah, I probably won't paint that KS today. We'll see how we go. But I wasn't really looking forward to getting my airbrush out and mixing up some red oxide paint. So painting it silver is going to be a good idea. I'll have to grab another couple of them as well. But going over to that building, to that bush, the bush over here in the corner. That was the one I was showing you before. Out on my driveway, there's heaps of these weeds. I'll shake you around even more. So yeah, these they're all through the bricks on my driveway. And they're dried, they're dead, so they're dried out, so they're quite brittle. But I reckon if you spray a bit of spray adhesive over them to sort of stiffen them up, wouldn't be too bad. So with the green door stripes. I'll have a look. I'll have a look there, Nath. With the green door stripes. I'll definitely look that up on Google there and see what type of green and bits and pieces are. What glue do you use on the South Dock resin wagon bodies? The glue I use just on the resin is just your normal standard CA, your cyanoacrylic, your super glue. So it seems to work. Right, I was going to use the this stuff here. 1 minute epoxy, but it's the epoxy gel. Not a big fan of it, but yeah, I just use the super glue there as they say in the instructions. DCC it shows us I've only got 4 locos that are equipped and the rest of the locos are DC only. Comment some pictures are on one of your Facebook pages. Oh, okay. I have to have a look there, Nathan. Yes, that's right. I remember now. Yes. I might even have that colour, to be honest. I'll have a look around. Brad sent me a photo. Okay, Brad, I'll check that later on. But yeah, these bushes, I don't know what weeds they are, but they look pretty good. So, and I've got more of these weeds here that I got from when I was in the mines. Where are we? That one's a bit mangled, but they turn out to be quite nice trees, Sorry about the movement of the camera. Yeah, that's just self-adhesive spray with static grass applied on them. A couple of coats of static grass applied on these trees. And there's a couple more over there. And then there's a couple more down the end there. But so I'll get a few more of those. I don't really want to make any more trees because I know this layout is going to have to be moved. This layout's going to have to be torn down again. 1, 2 for the second time. So I don't want to make too much of this brittle stuff that will easily get broken. But that's what I'm going to be planning on for trees. And they look pretty good. I reckon they look pretty good. So I went through Wanaka. I grabbed a whole box load of yarrow. I think... Oh, yarrow. I think I know what you're talking about, yeah. It's, yes, I know what you're talking about. It's white. When it's alive, it's like a green stalk and it's got like white flowers. If this is the same plant I'm talking about. I mean, it's been so long since I've lived in New Zealand, I can't even remember. Well, I can remember it, but I think it was like white flowers on it when it was still alive. We got 15 on the chat. Welcome, 19 on the chat. Welcome, everyone. I've done a switching session, and that's basically concluded it. And now it's more or less a chit chat. But the building I fixed over the back there, it's sort of, I've got to patch up a couple of bits and pieces there with some paint. Apart from that, it's come up not too bad. But yeah, can't have an NZO layout without yarrow trees. Seems every layout has them. Yeah, I was looking more towards the my poplar tree down the end there. My first ever attempt at a poplar tree, which is quite embarrassing. I try and keep that out of the live streams as much as I can. But the good old Central Otago poplar trees. You have to excuse my mess. That's my work desk down there. No rubbish bin. But looks all good from this distance. Yeah, well, don't get too close. That is the fibre. What's it called? Green fibre from Woodland Senex. I think I've got a bag of it. Oh, here it is. Here, polyfibre. And that's just it all teased out and put over a wire frame. I just did like a wire frame with 4 bits of wire, and I did that, and then I sprayed adhesive onto it, and I just sprinkled on some foam, some of that nasty ground foam that I've got here. You know, that some of that stuff sprinkled onto it. Geez, that stuff's lasted me for years. But I'm thinking about other possible ways to make poplar trees and stuff like that. So when I do get this layered into where it needs to be, then I can focus on making smaller details. And everything here, this whole yard, everything is going to get another revamp. It's going to get another going over, fine detailing, more weathering, making it look a bit better than what it is now. But as with everything else, everything's been put on hold for the meantime. Yes, definitely. I can't wait, as I was just saying, like I'll start super detailing this layout when I get it into its final home. I'm just too scared to do any more detail. Putting these trees in over here was as far as I got, and I only put a few in. I was like, no, I'm not putting any more in, because I'd rather do something once rather than do something, get it broken and fix it up. Thanks, man. Yeah, thanks. I've been using the dry dead grass. I mean, you wouldn't think about it, but this has all been grassed. But it looks like your MDF or plywood board, but yeah, it's all been grassed to give it that dead sort of look. In bits and pieces, so a combination of home built grass tufts and some bought ones. And of course, this is all just grout powder. Coloured grout, it is. And it's made by Dunlop. If I, here it is here. Travertine is the colour I use. And yeah, Dunlop, I just got this at Bunnings. Indoor and outdoor. And that's what I use for my roads and my like my hard stands here. So that's just basically all just grout powder. And it's put down put cardboard down first, as you can probably see a little layer of cardboard here. So I put down cardboard first, then I sprinkle on the grout powder, and then I just use the IPA and glue method. And no, it works out really well. Yeah, Brad, this road, which I've got a broken marker peg right here. Yeah, this road is done with fine buff ballast, and it's been built up with to make windrows. You can just see the windrow there. And once that's dry, then it's had a sprinkle of that grout powder over to fill up all the little tiny gaps in the ballast to make it smooth. Same with over here at Humes. Well, the road into Humes. You can sort of see I've still got to put a whole lot of grass tufts and bits and pieces on this, but you can see the windrows from where the graders graded the road, and then grout powder in there. None of this section over here where Fulton Hogan is, none of that's been scenicked, and that's not going to get scenicked until the layout moves. You can see I've got a baseboard join that runs straight up through there. So that's not going to be scenicked until I get into where I'm going. And then, of course, Alexandra here with the same with the grass tufts and bits and pieces. And I think it was rails buried always look good. Yeah, so over in my the fuel siding, got the buried rails there, and then I've got the buried rails in the concrete here at the apple and pear board. And then of course the grass, you can see down this end of the yard, you know, like this is all static grass here, so the grass sort of encroaching onto the tracks. This will eventually become the main line, so it'll come through Alexandra, and this will be the main line. This will continue on through the extension. So pile of gravel over there at the end of the rails where Dad and Dave are talking. But I've never done, I've never sort of, you know, all of my models have been in scale. This is the first HO layout. Well, if you can call it HO. This scale I've done. So doing it in scale was a bit, I think it was a little bit easier, to be honest, to do it in scale, because in scale, such small details were left out, being such a small scale. When you go up the scales, when you go larger, I think it gets harder, because those details that you used to leave out in scale all of a sudden now become a staple, like they have to be there, or else it doesn't look right. If those details aren't there, it doesn't look right. So I think the larger the scale you go, the more difficult it is. Just mainly purely because of details and stuff like that. A recab and non-recab DG pair would be neat for when you extend it. It would be. It would be. I just can't wait till I get in there and I can actually see what sort of space I'm working with, so I can actually really start to plan it out. But as it's been since June this year, as it's been, yeah, for the last 6 months, everything's just sort of been just put on hold. Yeah, too many details, as they say, Brad. They say less is more. um, which this scene over here, where the fuel farm is, already that looks too cluttered for me. Probably could do without that skip bin being there. But it already looks too cluttered. Bits and pieces. Well, for Central Otago anyway. The overcrowding, yeah. So your eye gets drawn to specific details, and when the whole area is saturated with so many little details, you don't know where to look first, and you often miss a lot of the small details because your eyes are constantly shifting so fast to try and see everything. You miss a lot of it. Um, the Humes yard over here, I'm not going to be adding anything more than that. I'm probably going to be taking some stuff away from it. But without tripping over that cable. Just something to look like it's a busy industry, but it's not overdone, you know. So I don't need any more straws. These are just straws that you get when you go out. Well, when I've been going out, nightclubs and stuff like that always have these straws, so they're a good place to pick them up. I'm not saying you need to go to the nightclubs to get them, but they do these ones here, the black straws. So I find them a lot. You don't have to paint them or anything. The other place, they got white straws, but a lot of the nightclubs and that, well, here in Australia anyway, will have black straws. You definitely need a bit of a blank space in certain areas when making your layout. That's right, Nathan. And to be honest with you, the biggest blank space that I have is my head at the moment. But I know what you mean. The view over here for the vineyard, that's all it is. I mean, there's my poplar tree, my shameful poplar tree. But the vineyard, that's all that's in that scene. I was going to put a fence between the vineyard and the rail line, but I'm just going to leave it like that in the meantime. So it's sort of come around vineyard and sort of nothing into the winery distribution centre. There's that bloody gantry crane. And then, yeah, I mean, in the railway crossing, there's nothing here, but obviously the cross bucks, and then a simple cabinet over here. So, I think this almost does it. That's a bit of rail. Huh. Look at that. There's a bit of rail sitting there. I don't know what that was there for. I'll leave it there anyway. But yeah, so well, now that our NC wagon is here, I could put some more of these wooden loads on it. Thanks there, Mystic. Yeah, the highways are sort of like California, the sun bleached road. There we go. We've got the wood loads on the NC. Almost like the sun bleached roads of almost like California is what I was going for, like the sun bleached roads of Central Otago. And this was all done. What did I use for this? I used a putty for that. I did. I literally had the pottle out here before, but I can't find it just yet. But it was just like a wood filler putty, and that was it, and just smoothed over. I added paint into the wood filler, so if you chipped the road, you wouldn't have this big massive white spot. You know, some people they use plaster for their road, then they paint their road. Then all of a sudden they chip it and there's a big white spot there. So I just added the paint in with it. So if you did chip it, there would be no discoloration. And to me, a masking tape for the white lines, to mask off the white lines, painted all them in, and then used some black weathering powder, very, very sparsely, and did the wheel lines there. Um, Unfortunately, I've got this big fault line down here where the baseboards join, where I've had to rip the baseboards up, and then the temporary pieces of track where I had to temporarily join the baseboards just while I'm in this house. But yeah, Ashy Toes. Oh my God! Hi again. How you going? Welcome to the stream. You would need a lot more pothole. Yeah, well that's it. See, what I could do, I could put some potholes in. But when I was building this road, I found it quite funny how my day job is to build roads, and then in my time off, I'm building more roads. But I do need to put some cracks in there. You can probably see in here I've got patches. You can see it's like a little bit of discoloration through there. I did do a patch, and there's another patch here. Very subtle though, so I might need to put a little bit of crack sealer around here to bring them out. Maybe a few cracks on the side, maybe some crocodile skin cracking along the side, but we'll see how we go. Yeah, thanks, Mystic. Cheers. That's what I was looking for. I didn't want something that was too grey or too black, or so it's sort of done all right, and then I can finally start scenery up against the road on this side when the time comes. Ashy Toes. I remember you. Colours spot on. I remember you. I don't remember you. If you watch the video last train to Clyde, the roads were shocking even back then. Yeah, well, not, like you look at the roads, I'm not too sure what they're like in New Zealand now, but the roads here in Australia, it's like 50 shades of grey. Yeah, so it's, I think, I think they're all still chip seal roads over there, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think they're all still spray seal roads, but yeah, the roads aren't much different over here. I mean, we get potholes and stuff everywhere. I think the council like the potholes because it actually slows the cars down, and they save money on putting in speed humps. But yeah, so that's basically that part of the road, and my messy desk. And I'm yet not too sure what I'm sort of going to put over here. I was thinking of maybe like a line of get baby poplar trees, maybe like a line of poplar trees or something, just something so it's not blue there. Why not just run a train store at this point? Yeah, imagine that. So I was thinking something's got to happen over there between that building and the loco depot. Definitely, I might even get some more of these trees if I can find them. You get them in the northwest of Australia, but I'm not too sure about down here in the south, but I'll have a look for them. Maybe some of those, like a line of them along the back. But this is all future thinking. It never ends. It's never ending. The layout's never finished. And if the layout is finished, you rip parts down and redo it again. I suppose I better put that locomotive away. Yep, and we import our tar now and the roads just fall to bits. Well, what we've been doing now, because I work in asphalt, we've got this product called crumb rubber. And we get tyres that are ground up like talcum powder. The rubber is all ground up. It's literally like talcum powder. And they add that into the asphalt because it's all recyclable. Clean green image, all recyclable. And we add that into the asphalt, and the asphalt is actually to a point where you cannot. It's so hard to work. It's hard to use. It gets stuck to everything. It clogs up everything, and it stinks too. Like you're constantly all day breathing in. You're breathing in the carcinogenics from the asphalt, the bitumen, but oh, wrong direction. But oh, you're breathing in that burning rubber as well. Righto, Ashy Toes. Catch you later, man. See you on the next stream if you're around. So they're using all these additives now that they're putting into this asphalt, and it makes it so difficult to use. And yeah, that's the whole clean green image thing. Where does the product come from? Well, all of our asphalt comes from, we make our own asphalt. We make all our own asphalt. We've got our own asphalt plant. But all of our bitumen comes from the refinery. We've got a large refinery here. And so we use all the bitumen that comes from that. All the rock come from our local quarries. And it's all made on site. We've got as I said, it's all made on site. We make it ourselves, and we make all the ingredients ourselves. I recall 1275 reverse. So I think, what do we got? That bitumen wagon there needs to go. Where does, and right. And we're going to go. Let's see if this one's going to behave today. There's a little DSB. So for most parts it works pretty good. And quite happy with it. Righto, Mystic. Hey, thanks for joining onto the stream. Enjoy, and we'll see you on the next one, man. Switch that one and this one. Let's go. Down to there. Still got to put some wheel weights on it, I do believe. DMRJ, how you going, mate? Welcome to the stream. It's quite a good little locomotive. And where was I going? Back up through here. And this is the very first decoder I installed I did from scratch. First off, it had a old brushed motor. So I ripped the motor out and I put in a can motor. And with the can motor, I hardwired in a DH127D decoder. And on top of that, I put in a Digitrax Keep Alive as well. So yeah, definitely, you definitely notice the difference. But it's a great little locomotive. And the chassis from it, the running gear originally came from England. I bought that when I was in England. So it came from an old Hornby 060 shunter or an '08 shunter. And yeah, just stripped it out, changed the motors, put in the decoder. And I think it's got yeah, it's the old wire pickups. So the chassis, one side of the wheels picks up the positive side of electricity, and the other side actually goes through the axle and actually goes through the chassis. So I had to make sure that the motor was isolated from the chassis when I did the decoder install. Yes, that's right. It comes from a Gronk. I do think I've still got the shell around here actually, somewhere. I did have. I was playing with it the other day actually. Yeah, I got the shells. It's an old British Rail green Gronk. Um, so yeah, and it worked pretty well. And I'm quite happy with it. And I'll put it into the same sort of momentum settings as the DJ. So when you hit stop, it takes a little while to slow down. Yeah, imagine that. Imagine a Gronk in fruit salad colour. That I think. Oh, also while I here, put the handrails on. So the handrails had to be sort of bent in a little circle fashion. So I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, I had to do all that with the little bits of wire, which was interesting. But we got there. The windows are all glazed, and yeah, yeah, it's come up really good. I still have to. I still got to replace the back step there, but that's not an issue. That can be done without any dramas. So that's yeah, 12.75. So yeah, that's the DSB, guys. The only thing is the old Hornby, you would know with the Hornby, the flanges. So these DJs, they've got profiled flange wheels. The old Hornby runs the flanges like the big pizza cutter flanges, which are good. The center wheel doesn't have, it's got a profile down flange, but I did have to make some modifications to the rail crossing over there for it to get over the rail crossing, and there was a couple of other bits and pieces it was having dramas with, little teething issues. But apart from that, I'm going to see if I can find maybe a chassis, another mechanism or something that's got lower profile flanged wheels. because it's, yeah, they're quite, I mean, quite large flange wheels on it. The centre one doesn't really have them, um, but we'll see. We'll see what's out there, and run that into the shed. But we'll find something. There's got to be something else out there. Yeah, so I did look at those, Nathan, and you look at those Gronks here at the local hobby shop. They're running almost like $500 or $400, some of them. And I'm not going to be paying that amount of money just to pull the shell off it and modify it, you know. Definitely was. So I've had a look around on eBay and stuff like that, but basically what you find is the old Hornby stuff. But no, it's good. I'm very happy because I did the DCC installation on that one, the very first one I ever did, and programmed it all myself, wired it up myself, hardwired it up myself, and you just saw it running then. So it was a moment of satisfaction when you put it onto the rails for the first time. But we're getting there. Thanks, Stefan. Yeah, it's I'm sort of thinking when I extend the layout, it's going to be based either Alexandra, Clyde, or whatever station I've got next. So I want to base it as when the DJs bring the trains in, the DJs will go off to servicing or whatever. The DSB will take over, and the DSB will shunt the train around. I want it to be a yard shunter sort of thing. Well, that's the plan anyway. But yeah. Look at that. We've had a solid round about 10 people throughout the whole stream. That's awesome, guys. Awesome to see you guys interested. What is it? Oh, it's 20 to 2 here. Hoping tonight is not going to be a large shift. We'll see how we go. And it's almost Christmas, guys. So what have we got? We've only got a few more weeks to Christmas. For the guys that are on my stream, I'm going to tie up the stream here. We've been going for another quarter of an hour. It'll be 3 hours. I've been live streaming. But for the guys here, if I don't catch up with you before Christmas, please stay safe over those Christmas holidays. And if you're working in these upcoming weeks, keep your mind on the job. Don't let your mind wander off what you're going to do on Christmas holidays. We don't want to see anyone getting hurt before the Christmas period, especially. So as I say at the end of each of my YouTube videos is stay safe, stay healthy, and stay well. And we're going to see all you guys in the next one. I did all that install maybe at the show. Yes, Dev, I'd be trying to do that in front of everyone at the show. I'd have stage fright. Definitely have stage fright. Because there's always that option that something's not going to go right or something. But yeah, so I'm gonna call the live stream there. Thank you everyone for joining on and for participating. I much appreciate it, you guys. Definitely appreciate it. And if you haven't already, go over to my channel, have a look at my channel, subscribe, and for upcoming content. But until then, please enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And we'll see you all on the next live next Sunday. Thanks everyone. We'll see you later. Bye.